Hi there, my name's Wolfster and I'm back in the 18 episodes known as Is the Human Race About to Mature? 18 episodes that really all tie together like a jigsaw puzzle and will eventually form one big picture. This episode 12, yeah, I'm getting there. Episode 12, the eternal future awaits the human race. An eternal future that awaits the human race. In my last two episodes, I've spoken about the Great Transition. I'm going to use this board a lot in this episode, called the Great Split. And I'm going to develop what now is just ahead of us. I've spoken a little bit about other races that are visiting us that have already been through this, and they're up around here now. And I've also spoken about the original race that would have come here and helped our Earth awaken from the state that she was in. She couldn't come alive, but now she has. So there was a race that helped her to do that, and that is our purpose. One day we will become a race like them and do the same work that they did for other planets. But now I'm going to keep it closer to our time. I believe, based on the idea of astrology, and I don't hang too much with astrology myself, but I do believe that we've gone through astrological time periods, roughly around 2,000 years in each period. We have been through the Piscean age of 2,000 years, around the 70s, 1970, 1960s. We entered the age of Aquarius. So basically 2,000 years from when we entered the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius. And it doesn't change over like the years change over. It actually takes a generation of individuals to change from the Piscean energy to the Aquarian energy, which means if that came about, that the birth of the Aquarian age was in the mid-60s, that would put us into around about the mid-30s, 2030s. So that's what I'm basing my idea that all this will take place in. It's coming up, it's getting very soon. Our future is awaiting us very soon. Years seem to fly by, don't they? Now, where are we at right now? In this great split, we are somewhere about here. Already the AIs, the robotic androids, are starting to appear. They have already artificial consciousness, but they don't have what we have, a consciousness that goes right back to the origins of the universe. The only way we can pass that on is as a biological with procreation. That's the only way that we can pass that on. We cannot make it. So the AIs, the androids at the moment, while we're down here somewhere, or maybe even up a bit further up, before the Great Split. Now the Great Split comes when advanced, enlightened beings that are waiting, that have finished their reincarnation journey, actually reincarnate for one more time into android bodies. And that's where the Great Split occurs. Because when they do that, then they will start the journey up this road and on into eternity eventually. But at this time, there will also be what I call the synthetic world will continue. Those that are not ready, not advanced enough, not mature enough, not aware enough, not spiritually evolved enough, will continue on the synthetic world. So all its politics, all its troubles, all its woes, that will continue on, but side by side with individuals that have returned in android bodies. But first of all, those that return, this split here will be a time of enormous confusion. Just think of it. You've advanced to the point where you're enlightened, and then suddenly find yourself in an android body, one that you don't recognize. It's not like, it doesn't look like you. Look in the mirror. Ooh, look in the mirror. Oh, who's that? So you won't recognize it, but you will have all the memories of all your past lives, because you're now what is still in your spirit. The subconscious mind that was called the subconscious mind now becomes the conscious mind, and all the memories of all your lives will be in there. So you'll wake up. It's like, just imagine going to bed one night, dropping off to sleep, and then waking up in the morning, remembering you were 50 different people. All these different personalities. Remembering that you were a woman, you were a man, you were a rich person, you were a poor person. All these different characters that you've been and that you've learned from and that you've developed into now an enlightened person. But the shock will be quite profound when this split actually occurs, both for this line and as well as for this line. But they will very, very quickly work things out. They will have all the knowledge and experience from past lives, will also be able to connect to the AI, will also be able to connect to cosmic energies, to the universe, to be able to connect to the Earth Mother. Now, the connection that they will have will be way beyond what is possible in this line. We think that, reincarnating into an android, that sounds very disconnected, but actually those here will be able to connect to the natural world in ways that was absolutely impossible before. They'll be able to tune into the very memory of the earth, to what's happened in the cosmos. The connection level, the humanity, if you want to call it that, will be what's the word? The level of experience as being part of nature, being part of, connected to the world, will be exaggerated far beyond what was ever possible in the biological stage. So Yeah, these ones literally are superhuman. As they develop, they will, or at first, the first body that they take on will be whatever is available at the time, but they will be able to personalize that, take on whatever shape they want, just simply by recalibrating things. Personally, I won't choose the body of a 70-year-old fat old 70-year-old man. I will certainly, because I hope to be here one day, the same as I'm saying everybody else will be. I'll be taking on something more like when I was in my 20s. But maybe another form, because I'll have all these other memories of all my other past lives. So this will be at first a time of great confusion for these ones, but it will very, very quickly be sorted out and personalized, and we'll find that we can do all kinds of superhuman things that we never ever dreamt of. Personally, I'm going to get a set of wings that will attach to that body and fly like a bird, or swim under the oceans, literally like a dolphin. All sorts of unbelievable things suddenly become available. Experiences that you thought was impossible suddenly become very possible. Most importantly, these ones on this line do not grow old. They do not die. They don't get sick. They don't need to eat or drink. They might need a bit of maintenance every now and then, but that could be done very, very easily. What's ahead for these individuals here? It's only just very at the beginning. They will no doubt, or we will no doubt, continue to develop the android body in all kinds of ways, beyond our imagination right now, with abilities, superhuman abilities. In the meantime, there'll be just as much confusion on this side. At first, they'll probably think, what on earth is going on here? This can't be happening. This is impossible. It must be a glitch in AI. It can't be happening. Some will actually be really interested in what's going on. Let's study it. Others may want to kick out the plug of this here, because it will frighten them too much. It will also threaten the synthetic world that we have today. So they may even try to oppose this line here. Whereas this line here, as it progresses, will always want to reach out to this line here and help them to join us. This line here will likely oppose this line here. And that's human nature, isn't it? Hey. But this line will continue to recycle. They will get old, they will get sick, they will die, and they will become reincarnated. Each time they're reincarnated, they'll be reincarnated, well, their first reincarnation from here will be with this line here, side by side, which means that all their prejudices will be lost leading up from here, and seeing this new line that if they develop themselves, they can join it. In fact, that's their purpose, to join it. And this line here will help them reach out as much as possible to do that, to help them do that. Now, as I said, this line here will likely they'll just think that we're all powered by AI. They won't fully understand that this line here has actually become enlightened ones and have their spirit within the android. These ones won't understand it. They'll think that this is just AI and it will frighten them. They might try to kick the plug out. One of the very early developments here that this line will make is free energy. They will tap into what I think I talked about in, was it first chapter 1 or was it chapter 2, where I spoke about Nikola Tesla, who actually wanted to give us free energy and he was stopped. He wanted to give us energy out of what's known as the ether, which is the whole universe is in a massive energy field. It's just, energy is everywhere in the universe. It's full of energy, it's teeming with it. In fact, it's so much that it's actually under pressure. There's so much energy there. We're moving through it all the time. And this energy is available. Now, these advanced with the super AI intelligence will figure that one out very, very quickly. And the first advancement that would be made with these androids would be to power themselves through the ether. So it doesn't matter. They can kick the plug out if they want. Well, it wouldn't work anyway because these androids are now alive as spiritual advanced humans. So it doesn't matter what they do. And as this goes on, AI will no longer be in the control of these. It will be totally in the control of this line. So it doesn't matter what they do. This is going to be our future. And what we will do in that future will just, whoa, just blow your mind. It really will blow your mind. So, yep, nothing will stop this. Absolutely nothing will stop this. But we will eventually, the biological race will eventually start to decrease in population, partly because many will actually transfer into here and times will change. There may be wars, there could be all sorts of things occurring in here, sicknesses, pandemics. But as they get further up here, now this line from here to here, that could take many generations because many of them will have to reincarnate, maybe even if they raise their vibrational energies, they still have to have many experiences. If they've only had lives as a male, well, you need to have a life as a female. So it doesn't matter, even if you, in your first incarnation, you develop a very high vibrational state, you still have to have all this learning still has to take place. So there will be quite a long period from the perspective of biological humans, where we tend to think of 70, 80 years, as that's a long, long time. In the eyes of this line, that's just a drop in the bucket. It's nothing. It's just nothing. For this line, it will continue likely for, could be 200-300 years, maybe longer. potentially. It will depend if it all happens much quicker. But I would suggest that this would take at least 200-300 years. But eventually, we will run out of babies. We will run out of biologicals here on our planet. And so the urgency then will come to move to other planets, to perform our purpose, our reason for our existence, our responsibility. But also, I put it all like that, also our grand privilege to be able to be a part of the way the universe grows and develops, the way it all expands. We will take our place in that, and that is a I can't find the words for it really. It's such a privilege, such a great privilege to be able to do that, to be able to further other races or other worlds that haven't even awoken yet. That is our purpose. That's the purpose of the human race. And that is why I'm saying we need to get ourselves there individually. So individually, the whole race can mature and we can get to do this great privilege that awaits us. A great future. At first, we'll probably work with Mars, Venus, and Mercury, the rocky planets in our system. It's interesting that the problems to terraform those planets are unique, are totally different. Mars is different to Venus, Venus is different to Mercury. These will be like our practice sessions. We will first of all terraform those and move on to those, and then take up our place in the galactic family. We will become the gold that the Anunnaki saw. And that is another race that can do what they have done for us. So I'm going to leave that now. From here, I'm going to, beginning in chapter 13, I'm actually going to move away from our future and go right back to the past. And I'm not just talking about our past here on the earth. I'm talking about the past, the origin of the universe itself. The very beginning, the very spark, which is something I spoke of in, I think it was episode 2. Where I spoke about the spark of life, energy, purpose, life, becoming information encapsulated in consciousness that then feeds back. It uses more energy, needs a greater purpose, which advances life, and that feeds back into the information, and it continues to cycle. So that is where I'm going to go right back to the very first instance that occurred in the entire universe. So that's where I'll be talking about in episode 13 through to episode 18. So please stay with me. Please remember to click that like button. It's very important to me. I can't get this out to people without you helping me along those lines. Subscribe. Please leave me comments. And I'll see you in episode 13. Bye for now.